For all their usefulness, especially during the pandemic, there hasn't been a ton of innovation around the best webcams. While their resolution has increased and their price has gone down, pretty much every model is a small box that fits on top of your monitor. The Insta360 Link is the first webcam to come along in a long while that truly innovates. That's because instead of being fixed in place, its camera is mounted to a 3-axis gimbal that allows it to track you as you move around the room. But that's not all. Thanks to AI, the Link has a number of other features that will make you the champion of your next conference call or TikTok video. The only question is if you need all the features in the Insta360 Link and are willing to pay for it. The Insta360 Link is available for sale for $299. Admittedly, that's a lot more expensive than most webcams. Our top pick, the Anker C200, costs just $60. But the Insta360 Link does far more than any other webcam. Included with the Insta360 Link is a Gopro mounting bracket as well as a C-clamp, so you can attach the camera to somewhere other than your monitor. The Insta360 Link's camera is mounted to a 3-axis gimbal that sits atop a small square base measuring about 1 by 1 by 1 inches. Ringing the top of the base is an LED, which changes color from green to blue based on the camera's status. If the camera is off, the light turns off too. The bottom of the base has a small lip and a hinged arm so that the camera can sit securely atop your monitor. The bottom of the arm also has a tripod screw mount in case you wanted to use it somewhere other than your computer. Around the back of the camera is a USB-C port to connect the Link to your computer. After 10 seconds of inactivity, the camera will automatically shut itself off to give you extra assurance that it's not recording. The Insta360 Link has a 1/2-inch image sensor with an f1.8 aperture and an ISO range of 100 to 3200. It can capture video at resolutions of up to 4K and 60 frames per second, though HDR only works at resolutions of 1080p and 720p. That's perhaps the only quibble I have with this webcam. Just as with the company's 360 cameras, one of the best aspects of the 360 Link is its software, called Insta360 Link Controller, which enables a ton of features you won't find anywhere else. It's available for any computer running Windows 10 with a Core i5 processor or better, or any Mac running macOS 10.13 or newer. There are 3 gesture settings you can enable. If you hold your palm up to the camera, it will turn on auto tracking so the camera will follow you around the room. It can't track you a full 360 degrees. It can do about 270, but it kept following me even when I disappeared around a pillar. Make an L shape with your hand and move it up and down, and the camera will zoom in and out. Make a V shape with your fingers, and the camera will enter Whiteboard Mode. More on this later. All of these settings worked seamlessly. In addition to the standard webcam view, the Insta360 Link has 4 other camera modes. Deskview angles the camera down toward the desk in front of you. I found that the camera needs to be about 2 feet away from you if you want to show your entire desk. Otherwise, the lower half of the frame is going to be of your lap. Overhead view angles the camera directly down, like an overhead projector. For this mode, you'll need to mount the camera vertically and at a high enough distance from the surface you want to stream. For Whiteboard Mode, you'll need to apply the 4 included stickers to the corners of a whiteboard. When this mode is enabled, the camera will automatically look for those stickers and straighten and center the image of the whiteboard in the center of the frame so that callers can clearly see everything that's written. Although it takes a few seconds to recognize the corners of the whiteboard, it's like magic. For streamer mode, you can tell the Insta360 Link to rotate its camera 90 degrees to let you film vertical video for 9:16 videos. Other features in the controller app include the ability to manually control the gimbal so you can move the camera into any position you like. Image settings such as exposure, white balance, and contrast tweaking, auto tracking, and HDR mode. It's hard to believe that it's taken this long for a company to invent a webcam like the Insta360 Link. It's also surprising that we haven't seen it from the likes of DJI, GoPro, Logitech, or some other company with more of a pedigree in webcams, or for that matter, gimbal-mounted cameras. However, Insta360 has had a number of innovations in its own right, and its first foray away from the world of body-mounted cameras is a real hit. There are other streaming cameras that can digitally pan and zoom to keep you in the frame. The Meta Portal and the Amazon Echo Show 10 come to mind, but none that can physically move and are as compact as Insta360 Link. And none of them have the features of the Link either. For most, A simpler, less expensive webcam like the Anker C200 or the Logitech C920S, both of which cost less than a third of the Insta360 Link, will more than suffice. But for those who need a superior webcam for business presentations and more, the Insta360 Link has set a new standard.